Pate State Orientation. What in the world is this? What is this place? What is this show? This is a one-stop shop. If you're new, if you're a new listener, if you're a new viewer, if you got a friend you're trying to recruit, or if you've been watching but you need a refresher course, this right here, beginning of the college football season, this is orientation for this channel. What is this show? It's a college football show. It's Josh Pate's college football show. I'm Josh Pate. We do it year-round. Several years ago, I looked around and I said, there are 37 NFL shows. There seem like there are a million NBA shows. There are college football shows, but I really don't feel like any of them speak to me. They don't get in the weeds enough. It's just this 50,000-foot stuff. So you can either complain about it or you can make the show you want to watch. So we made the show we want to watch. We do it 3 nights a week during the season. It's live Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, 8 Eastern, 7 Central. You can watch the replay. You can listen to it on podcast. We own the entire thing. There is not a single corporate entity that owns 1% of this show. We own it. We produce it. The IP is ours. The name is ours. The channel is ours. The podcast feed is ours. So if you see anything happen on this show, it's not conspiratorial. It's not cause somebody from management on high asked us to do this or some network told us we had to do that. I'm not sure that happens anyway, but it definitely doesn't happen around here. It's our show. Producer Jesse, that's our producer. Director Bradley, that's our producer. We got Mitch, we got Prez out in the truck right now. We got a whole host of people, but there are people. We completely make this happen because you have allowed us to make it happen. Let me tell you about us. We ride or die for college football. No apologies. We don't feel bad about it. We live for it all year. We don't care what casuals think. We don't think casuals are bad people. We just don't value their opinion quite as much as the rest of you do. They, for instance, would tell you you're a bad person for skipping fall weddings. We don't think that. We think they're bad people for expecting you to compromise your values. The rest of society looks down on that. We don't look down on that kind of mentality around here because we're really about the life. We're really about the college football life. If I'm describing you, you are what we call Pate State material. You'll see me throw that term around quite frequently. What is Pate State? Well, we kind of tried to make up a fictitious university. We wanted something to describe our community that we've built for the show. And we wanted something that sort of was a reflector of the ethos of the show. We wanted, something you can belong to, but something that belongs to you, if that makes any sense. And that is Pate State. It's an idea. It's a cool logo. It's a community. It's all of these things. It's all of these things, kind of like its whole little world. Some things that you're going to hear around here that if you're new may not make a lot of sense. I'll talk about splatterings a lot. That's just a blowout loss, guys. It's going to happen a lot in college football season. Close cousin of the Sarah McLachlan special, which also makes its triumphant return this week. And that is one time per week, there's a game that really goes sideways. It really goes off the rails. And it's not good enough to just do a game recap. We got to set some soft piano music under it. Now, we don't pay Sarah McLachlan enough to license her actual songs per se, but we make it close enough where you get the gist. And I'll just read a box score off, and it's a really, really tough emotional time if you're a fan of that team. But I think it brings us all together in the end. You'll hear me say immunity a lot. For instance, if I talk about a game and I say, this is a big one of the biggest ones we've ever seen, immunity. Immunity, born from shows like The Office, is just a very juvenile rule that we made up, wherein if you say immunity after a phrase that anyone could drop "that's what she said" on, they are ineligible to drop "that's what she said." And you may listen to that and you may think, well, that's childish. It absolutely is. But again, we make no apologies for it. You will hear occasionally, especially if you're listening on podcast, that out of nowhere. So that sounds like gunfire. Roll the window up. No, it's a paper pop. It's just a point of emphasis. If we've got something really important to say, Jesse got a haircut. Boom, paper pop. Point of emphasis. We have a very, very unique way of pluralization on the show. It drives the grammar teachers crazy. And that form of pluralization is that you can just throw an accent and I on the end of most words, and we consider them plural. Campus, for example. I'll be on several of them this fall. Are they campuses? No, they're campi. That's what they are. We have chalices of supremacy. No, we don't. We have chali of supremacy. I would encourage you to just start doing it in your personal life, everywhere up to and including a standardized test. Maybe not so much on the test, but in life, it drives people crazy. And that's how we roll around here. Look, every fall consists of a nationwide tour. My job is wonderful. I wish you all could do it with me. Imagine this. You talk about college football all week. You spin the globe, you handpick the game you want to go to, you go stand on the sideline at that game on Saturday, you either drive or fly back to Nashville, and you talk about it on Sunday, rinse, repeat the next week. We call it fill in the blank tour. We had the Renaissance tour, we had the whole new Saturday tour, we had the every given Saturday tour, we had the once upon a Saturday tour. This fall's tour is the Fall Don't Lie tour. Shirts now available at patestatematerial.com. I look forward to it. It is such a great time. It's my favorite time of the year. We view games a little differently around here as well. You know, anyone can rank teams. Many people do rank teams. We've never really been into rankings here at Pate State. We are into power ratings. Now, power ratings and rankings are two different things. Rankings is merit-based. You win, you move up. You lose, you move down. Power ratings don't really care about that. Power ratings are more in line with neutral field favorability. We've got our own model over here, so we generate our own numbers in-house. It's predictive. We use it to bet. We've made money on it every year except one. I don't want to mention which year that was. It's a little too close in the rearview mirror. But all we really care about is who would the model favor against who on a neutral field tomorrow. There are several 1-0 teams that would be an underdog to 0-1 teams. Doesn't make sense in rankings world. Makes perfect sense in power ratings world. How do we illustrate it every week? With our own poll, the JP poll. Do people vote on it? No. Does it still stack up in traditionally what you would call rankings? Yes, it does. We don't call it rankings. You will notice that this is one of the single drivers of the most negative discourse around this show when the JP poll is released on social media every week. And no matter how thoroughly I explain the gist of it, many people on social media who see it do not watch the show. They will never watch this video. And therefore, they are the unwashed masses. They are casuals. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, but it's a reality, as Meemaw said, of the world that we have to live in. And so we do the JP poll every single week. We predict our best bets, and we call it the Ramen Noodle Express. The Ramen Noodle Express is a name that was born long ago from an inside joke that a guy used to have with us when I was doing talk radio down in Columbus, Georgia. So the Ramen Noodle Express will really start Tuesday night if you're listening live right now. And if you're listening throughout the season, we could release a best bet at any given time. It could be on Instagram, it could be on the show, but it'll all cap itself on Friday Night Lines. Friday Night Lines is the culmination of the entire week. It's on Instagram Live at Josh Pate CFB, by the way. And I'll do it most of the time from a hotel room in the city of the game that we're going to be at the next day. It is very low produced. It's very low quality. It's poorly lit. And it's just me interacting with the live chat. I got the model pulled up, and I tell you what the best bets are. But the games that you're interested in that I'm not betting, I also give you the model's opinion on that. It's a great time. Great time. One of my favorite things that we do. We got several new partnerships this year. None of them will affect the show. I have entered into a partnership with ESPN. You'll see me on SportsCenter, Get Up, whatnot, every week. Has nothing to do with this show, though. I've entered into a partnership with Will and Taylor, the guys over at Bussin' with the Boys. Just did a great show with them last week. We'll do the locker room with them every Wednesday over on their channel. It's going to be awesome. I think it's going to be a product that really scales this year, but that's separate and apart from this show. I have entered into a partnership with On3 Sports. They will be the exclusive data provider of this show when it comes to transfer portal information, recruiting rankings, and the like, NIL valuations. That is a partnership. We don't work for On3. We are partnered with On3, which is awesome because I love and have worked with before many of the people who are here. We have partnered with Yahoo Sports. They were instrumental in building this beautiful studio that we're in right now, among several other distribution mechanisms that we now have available to us and partnerships and know-how as a result of the Yahoo Sports collaboration. None of what I just said affects the show. And I want to tell you that because there's been a lot of talk out there all these partnerships, man. Are you selling out here? Are you selling out there? To sell out, I've got to own less than 100% of the show. And last time I checked, we own 100% of it. Always will. I haven't always, but I always will. So I wanted to take some time tonight and ease your concerns. We're not entering into any partnership that fundamentally changes this show in any way. The show is the North Star, and everything else works around it. The merch store is back, and it's incredible. PateStateMaterial.com. We are going to have things rotating in and out of there all year. I am very, very happy with the team we have working there. However, I'm wearing a white t-shirt. And there's a reason I've always worn a white t-shirt on this show. I feel like orientation night is the time to remind you why that is. The white t-shirt is born out of a time long ago when I was working in local news, and someone I really love, but I had a fundamental disagreement with, told me, you can't be on TV and not wear a suit. You can't be talking sports on TV not wearing a suit. And I just always thought it was dumb. If I'm on the news reporting a triple homicide, I need to be wearing a suit. If I'm on TV talking about Auburn versus Baylor, it doesn't matter what I'm wearing. And I never thought sports fans cared about what you're wearing if you're talking sports. They're not wearing suits at home. Why in the world would I be? So I always thought to myself, one day when I get to do it my way, I'm going to emphatically prove this point. I wear a white t-shirt every show. It's economical. It feels good. I don't really care if it looks good. It is good. It works for us. There is no bias for or against any team on the show. I'm going to say that, and most people will disagree with it. They will claim you're a fan or you're a hater of everyone. There'll be people who pull up old internet clips or old snapshots from news stations you used to work at, and they have no idea what they're looking at. They have no idea it's part of a multi-tiered marketing campaign that we did back in the day at WLTZ, strangely only one screenshot of which still exists. Anyway, everybody that someone thinks you're a fan of, that fan base has a portion of that thinks you're a hater of, there's no real baked-in bias. We talk good about the good teams. We disproportionately talk about the really good teams. I do have great relationships with coaches. Truth be told, I'm probably more a fan of coaches than I am of teams themselves, but I love the sport. I love storm chasing. We do it a lot in the spring. There's one movie poster on this entire set, and it's the Twister movie poster. I just got married to a wonderful young lady named Savannah who has, believe it or not, better stories about college football than I do, because she worked in college football everywhere from Southern Miss and Jones Community College to LSU to Ole Miss to Alabama. So I just talk about it as a former fan, man. If she ever gets her show, they're probably in trouble. But if she ever gets her show, man, the stories that she could tell. And look, I want to be college football commissioner as well. I think I have some great ideas. I think we can slowly turn this from a running joke to a serious campaign. And I'm still waiting for the 2028 presidential field to take shape. But whichever candidate makes this a central part of their platform is probably going to get my backing. That's how we play politics on the show. Any presidential candidate that wants to include making me college football commissioner, I'm probably tossing my support your way. We are happy to have you on board for this season. We are looking forward to it. We got a million irons in the fire, and it's all because of you. So I appreciate you guys. I tell you a lot, but it's still more than you could ever know. And all of us here echo that sentiment. I just happen to be the one talking to the microphone.